No problem. Right, we'll get going with the warm-up then. So starting off, just
a bit later. Absolutely not. I should plug it in. Yeah, I know. That's what I thought. I'm pretty sure it's all connected.
going to squat down. So don't worry about loads of reps. All we're looking for is full range of motion, getting nice and low to the floor, stretching all the way up. So really nice one for the bigger muscle groups. Get those moving. Anyone who's doing a lot of working from home stuff, spending a lot of time sitting down in front of a screen, anything like that, really common for your bigger muscle groups to get a bit lazy and then take a little bit more effort to warm up. So we're just going to go through a few movements, all the standard usual ones, just to get the body moving before we start. Spot on, looking good. And last few reps on those, then relax off. What we're going to move on to next, we're going to lunge in, dip nice and low, twist over that forward knee. What we need to make sure of is when you twist in the same way as your front leg is, and you're pointing your chest whichever way you're twisting. So don't just look over your shoulder, twist the whole way. Really big rotation into each one. Right, spot on, looking good. Keep those going. Again, just for anyone who joined late, if you want to scroll across to the left, you'll have a picture with just me on a nice big screen. If you want to scroll over to the right, you'll get that split screen look so you can see me, yourself, and anyone else you want to watch. So that way you have more form options available to you. And then just even out on those, so you've done the same amount on each side. Next one, I'll show you from a side angle. Legs straight, toes pointed forward, feet parallel. I want you to just drop a little bend into the knee. All I want you to do is roll the hands down to the floor, arching the back as much as you can, and then reach up for the ceiling. So you are actually trying to bend your back on this one. It goes against a lot of the fundamental rules when you exercise. It's just to get some movement through the spine. Make sure everything's not all locked up. Stretching out those muscles in the upper back as well, getting those arching over nice and low. You can do this with straight legs if your flexibility lets you, but it probably will be a bit more comfortable with a slight bend in your knee. So I would add that slight bend in there unless you are super confident with those flexibility levels. Really important on this one that you don't rush it. If you start dropping down really quick, jumping up really quick, head dropping, head jumping up, head dropping, head jumping up, it will make you feel horribly lightheaded. So keep them nice and slow. Try and feel that back rounding over. Keeping those going. Really lean back and reach for the ceiling at that top point as well. Stretch out those lat muscles a little bit. Just going to go for our final couple of reps on these. And relax off there. Next one, standing up straight. You're going to go arms straight out in front of your palms pointing down. I want you to pull those arms back out wide, stretch the chest, and then turn your palms up to the ceiling, and then draw back to the front, alternating that top hand. So you're drawing those hands out, turning the palms up as you level yourself, and then back in, swapping that top hand. Vary the heights on these, some a little bit lower, some a little bit higher. There's a lot of fibers that run different ways in the chest and shoulders. So you do need to go through a few different planes of motion just to get all of those moving and stretching out. You really do want to feel that chest pulling tight as you pull all the way across to really stretch out all those underlayers as well. Let me just make sure we've got no one sitting and waiting in the lobby before we get into the main stuff. Nope, I think everyone's good. Spot on. So last stretch we're going to do before we get onto the actual main work. And relax off there. So to start off, normally it's glute activation, but since we've been doing these Zoom ones, we've actually almost done like a mini glute workout to start. So that's how we'll begin the class again. So starting off on your mat, we've got two different variations of a glute bridge that you can start on. You've got your more standard version, which I'd recommend if you're not as confident, lying in a sit-up position, pressing through the heels, squeezing the glutes at the top there. Or if you want a more advanced version, you're going to be seated here with hands back here, feet planted. When you press into that bridge, you're going to go into a full body bridge. It does require some upper body strength as well, but you're still going to have the same rules for both. It's pressing through the heels, squeeze the glutes at the top, or press through the heels, squeeze the glutes at the top. So get your position in, pick which one you want to start on, and straight into those when you're ready. The main focus on these is not to get lots of reps, it's to really squeeze the glutes. So even though you might not think it, one good rep can be worth about 10 rushed reps. So just keep it slow and controlled. All that force going through the heels and really squeeze those glutes and empty your lungs at the top of each one. If you feel this a lot in your lower back, you've probably got your feet too close to your body. So take a step away from yourself, same movement. If you're feeling it a lot in your calf muscles, you might have your feet too far away. So bring them a little bit back, closer to the body. That goes for the advanced version and the regular version. If you're feeling those calf muscles work a lot, feet closer to the body. If you're feeling your lower back do a lot of work, feet further away from your body. Whichever one you're going for, it's all about keeping these slow and controlled and really squeeze those glutes at the top. You can't stress how important that is for this exercise. If you're not putting focus on squeezing the glutes, almost makes the exercise worthless for what we want it for. I'm going to be going for about another 15 seconds on these. And relax off there. Next thing we have to do is swap our position onto all fours. So in a box, hands under shoulders, knees under feet. What I want you to go for is pick a leg to start on. I'll go with my right leg. And what I want you doing is drawing your knee up to your chest, kicking your heel up to the ceiling. So it's those two motions, knee to chest, heel to ceiling. Put a little bit of power into it on the way up. And again, you do need to put some focus on that mind-muscle connection, on squeezing those glutes at the top. Keep those going. Just sticking on that starting leg for now. Don't worry about swapping. Going to go for a set amount of time on each side. So we've got about 30 seconds left to go on this side before we swap over. If you're feeling this in your lower back, you're probably trying to put too much power behind it. So just ease off a little bit and really get that mind-muscle connection focused on that glute. I've got the hiccups now. This is going to be a very interesting class. Try and put that focus on that glute that you're using. And I want you to swap onto your other leg in 3, 2, 1. Exact same on the other side. So still in that box position, just swapping legs. Everyone's got one side they're a bit more coordinated with than the other. So if this is your less coordinated side, just take the first few reps a little bit slower just to get the movement, and then put the focus on a bit of power and getting the squeeze in the glute. Keeping those going. Just going to be going for another 15 seconds on these before we move on. And in 3, 2, 1, relax off there. Next position I want you to go for is just go onto your knees, sitting upright. You might want to fold your mat over a couple of times for this one, just to protect your knees. And what you're going to do is have your heels a little bit wider than your knees. I want you to sit down between your heels, press up, back to upright on your knees. So you're pushing the hips back, down between the heels, press it up, squeeze at the top. So you're almost sitting between the heels, driving up, squeeze the glutes. Keeping those going. Again, all that focus on working the glutes. Don't worry about loads of reps. All about keeping your tempo, keeping the focus on the glutes. We'll be going for just over 30 seconds longer on these. Now we've got one more part of the glute activation / glute workout before we get into the main stuff. And in 3, 2, 1, final one, definitely my favorite exercise for glutes. Want you to lie all the way to the floor. Most importantly, point your toes out and heels in. So your toes are pointing wide, heels are pointing inwards. From here, to relax your whole body. I want you to push your hips into the floor. Squeeze your glutes as hard as you can. That's going to drag your feet and potentially your knees off the floor. Hold the squeeze for as long as you can with a long, slow exhale. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then relax down. Deep breath in. Long, slow breath out. Squeezing the glutes again, dragging the feet and potentially the knees off the floor. And again, holding that long, slow breath out. Holding that squeeze. Even if you're only getting one rep done every 5 seconds, that's not an issue at all. What you want to avoid is trying to lift your legs as high as you can. All that's going to do is engage your back muscles. Let's just press the hips into the floor. Long, slow exhale. Hold the squeeze for as long as you can. And relax. Keep those going. That's the last bit we've got before we move on to the full leg workout. Can't clear my throat today. Right, 15 seconds left to go on those. Big exhales, big squeeze to the glutes every time. And I'll have you relaxing off in 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. Up to standing, shake the legs off a little bit where you need to. Grab your drinks if you need them. That is the glute warm-up / glute workout out the way. Now we're going to go on to the full compound stuff for the legs. Let me make sure I've not just stuck anyone waiting in the waiting room again. Lovely, all good. Right, so the leg workout, I believe it was last week where we changed up the format into a 40-20 style instead of just a standard, just one exercise after the other. I think that works a lot better for everyone to get form and stuff like that. So we're going to do that again, working with 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest, and then move into the next exercise. So, first exercise we've got is going to be side lunge drives. The way these are going to work is pick your starting leg. I'm going to start on my left leg. That leg will not leave the floor, and you're going to be stepping out wide, leaning in, driving up. That left leg isn't going to leave the floor, so you step out, push the hips back, bend that right leg, lean into it, press to the middle, drive the knee up. So get yourselves ready and we'll be starting on those in about 15 seconds. I think a few of you have already started, so I'm sorry. And getting ready. In 3, 2, 1, and we go. So straight in, 40 seconds of work. Stepping out, push to the middle, drive that knee up. Completely normal as you step across to that leg that stays on the floor feels really tight on the inside of the leg. Those are really common muscles that don't have flexibility, so don't worry if you do feel that stretching a lot. If it is a lot of pain and you can't deal with it, just don't step quite as far out. If you can handle it, step as far as you can, and then really put some power in the drive. 10 seconds to go. And I'm going to have you relaxing off in 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. Next exercise, exact same, this time with your right foot glued to the floor. So stepping the other way, leaning in, driving up. 10 seconds till we go for those. And in 3, 2, 1. In we go. Exact same on the other side. So it's the opposite leg stuck to the floor now. Straight in. Stepping wide, drive to the middle, drive that knee up, stepping back out to that same side. Halfway there. Ten seconds left. In 3, 2, 1, relax. So the leg you started with on the first round stuck to the floor, stick that to the floor again, doesn't move. You're going to go for a forward lunge into a reverse lunge. So for me, my left leg never leaves the floor, front lunge into a reverse lunge. Let's get you ready. In 3, 2, 1, and we go. So forward, lunge, reset, reverse lunge. If you can, step straight into your next lunge. So you're stepping straight into your forward lunge from your reverse lunge and straight into your reverse lunge from your forward lunge. If you're struggling with that, just stop in the middle each time. Remember, that left foot never comes off the floor, halfway. Ten seconds left. 3, 2, 1, relax. It's going to be the same again, this time with that right leg stuck to the floor, whichever leg you haven't done. So the opposite leg stuck to the floor, stepping in, and then stepping back into each lunge. Getting ready. In 3, 2, 1, and you go. Forward lunge to reverse lunge. If you've gone in the same order as me, you should have that right leg stuck to the floor for this one. Halfway there. I'm going to have you relaxing off in 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. Next one, we're going to go squats with a pulse. So feet hip with the part, toes pointing slightly out. Squat all the way down, small pulse, drive up, squeeze the glutes. So all the way down, 1/10 of a rep, then all the way up. Getting ready. In 3, 2, 1. And we go. Drop all the way down, small pulse added in, drive all the way up. Squeeze those glutes. It's really important that you're pushing through those heels and squeezing the glutes at the top. Even though we did that workout at the start, this is where you want to overload them. You've fatigued them already. Now they've got other muscles helping them out a lot more. So you've got to put that squeeze on the glutes so it's not all stolen by the quads and hamstrings. 10 seconds left. In 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. Step into a sumo stance. We're going to do a sumo variation of those frog squats. So squat down normally. Keep the chest low, straighten the legs. Drop back into the bottom of your squat. Drive up to standing. So frog squats, but in a sumo stance. In 3, 2, 1. Squat down. Drop the chest, straighten the legs. Drop back down. Stand up from your squat. So it's almost squatting down, RDL up, squat back down, squat up. Drop down, keep the chest low, straighten the legs. Drop back down, stand up, squeezing the glutes. Again, you'll know if you're doing these right, if you feel your hamstrings scream at you as you straighten the legs with your chest low. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. Next one we've got, it's going to be in that sumo stance again. I want you to get to the bottom of your sumo squat, and we're going to be doing calf raises. But from the bottom of that sumo squat, pushing up onto your toes, heels off the floor. Getting ready. In 3, 2, 1, and we go. Drop down. Hips never come up. Keep your balance. Press up onto those toes, heels coming off the floor. Keep those going. Last movement we've got. We will be going for either a squat hold or a wall sit after this. I know this is very similar, so it is a lot of stress on the legs, but push yourselves through. 10 seconds remaining. In 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. Shake the legs off. Last exercise, we're either going to finish in a squat hold, which is here, or a wall sit, which is the exact same, but with your back flat against the wall, depending on where you're training. So getting ready. Wall sit or squat hold coming up in 3, 2, 1. Into that wall sit or squat hold. Whichever you prefer, whichever one you're going for, we only have one rule. You can't rest your hands on your lap. All that's going to do is take a lot of pressure off the legs. So arms up, you can use them for balance. You can use them to play on your phone while you're doing it. Anything but using them for support. Halfway there. Keep those hips right down there, level with the knees, to get as much weight on the legs as possible. 10 seconds to hold. And in 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. Get your breath back, guys. Shake those legs off, especially from that squat hold if you feel them cramping up. Just want to exaggerate your walking motion a little bit. Get some blood flowing through the body. Ease those muscles off. That's one round gone. We are going to do 2 rounds. So get your breath back, get your recovery in, and get ready to go again. With your drinks, I would recommend just taking gentle sips as we go. Don't try and chug half your drink now while it's a rest break, because that will sit in your stomach and make you feel absolutely horrendous when we do the next round. About 30 seconds till we start that next round. So it's going to be the exact same exercises, the exact same order. So starting off, for me, I'm going to stick my left foot to the floor with those side lunges into the drives. And we'll be starting those in 15 seconds. And get your positioning, get yourselves ready. Side lunge drive, sticking one foot to the floor, it's up to you. But for just to help later on, stick your left foot to the floor, and in 3, 2, 1, and we go. Stepping out, push the hips back, dip low, drive to the middle, add that drive in there. Straight in when you're ready. Halfway there. You know what you're doing now. Focus on those big exhales as you drive up. Keep working through. 10 seconds to go. Going to be relaxing off in 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. Catch your breath, reposition. It'll be right leg stuck to the floor this time. So your right leg's glued to the floor, or right foot's glued to the floor, sorry. And we'll be going into those side lunge drives in 3, 2, 1. And we go. Side lunge drives. Big breaths out and power on the drives. And try and get as low as you can into the side lunge. Remember, on that leg that's stuck to the floor, if the inside of the quad feels really, really tight, that's completely normal. A really, really common area, probably the most common area for people not to have that much flexibility. 10 seconds left. In 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. Catch your breath, get your recovery, and glue that left foot to the floor. It's going to be the forward lunge into the reverse lunge. So left foot's glued to the floor again. Going to be going into those lunges in 3, 2, 1. And we go. So step into the forward lunge, press up, straight into the reverse lunge. So try and flow between them. But if you need to, just put that foot down in between. Use your hands for balance. And then if you can, just flow straight in, one to the other. Keep those going. Ten seconds left. In 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. Catch your breath. It's time to glue that right foot to the floor again. So right foot glued to the floor. It's going to be forward or reverse lunge, this time the other leg leading the way. Getting ready. In 3, 2, 1, and we go. Keeping those going. That's halfway there. Ten seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. Squats with a pulse coming up next. Feet, get your position in. It'll be squatting all the way down. Small pulse. Press up through your heels. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Getting ready. 3, 2, 1. Back in we go. Halfway through the second round of the leg work. So really push through, even though your legs might be burning and screaming at you. And most of the way there. Got through the first round, got halfway through the second round. 20 seconds gone. 20 seconds to go. Ten seconds. For 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. Set those feet in that sumo stance. It's going to be the sumo frog squats. So for these, just remember squatting down, pushing the knees out. Drop your chest as you straighten your legs. Raise your chest as you bend the legs. Finish off your squat. Drop down, straighten the legs, chest low. Bend the legs, chest up. Press up, finish. 3, 2, 1, and we go. Keeping those going. 10 seconds to go. Got to be relaxing off from those in 3, 2, 1. Relax. Stay with the feet in that sumo stance. The next one's going to be from the bottom of a sumo squat. Calf raises. Getting ready. In 3, 2, 1. Into those. Drop to the sumo squat. Into those calf raises. Keep those going. Burn out those calves. Keep the hips down there with the knees, burning through the glutes, quads, and hamstrings, as well as the calves all in one. Really nice way to set us up for that squat hold afterwards. 10 seconds left. In 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. Catch your breath. Got that squat hold to finish. So squat hold or wall sit, depending on what area you've got around you to train at. Either get ready at the wall or get ready for your squat hold. And we'll be going into those. In 3, 2, 1. In we go. Drop to the bottom of that squat. Hold in there. Halfway. Keep the breathing. Keep the tension on the legs. Keep that hold. Hips down level with the knees. 10 seconds to hold. And you'll be relaxing off in 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. Catch your breath. Get your recovery, guys. Shake those legs off and exaggerate your walking motion. That is the lower body part of the class out of the way. So we've got our glute workout done, our full compound leg workout done. And now what we're going to do is going to go for an ab timer to finish. Ab timer is a lot shorter than the leg workout, so don't worry, it's not going to be quite as long as that. But we'll let you catch your breath first, grab your drinks and rehydrate, and then we'll get ready in about 30 seconds time. So the way we're going to do the ab circuit is we've got 2 exercises and a hold. So we're going to go from exercise 1 to exercise 2, back to exercise 1, back to exercise 2, and then finish on a plank. Our movements that we've got, the first one is going to be a bicycle into a toe tap. So what you're going to do is go elbow to knee across the body, lay flat, hand to toe across the body. Same on the other side, elbow to knee across the body, hand to toe across the body. We're essentially going for a bicycle and then a half V-sit, bicycle, half V-sit. You're then going to move on to heel reaches. So bring those heels in a bit, reach in from side to side, keeping the upper back and head off the floor. We'll then go back to those bicycle to toe taps. We'll then go back to the heel reaches, and then we'll finish on a plank. We're going to go through 40-20 style again. So let's get you ready. Going to be going into those bicycle toe taps first in about 5 seconds. So in 3, 2, 1, bicycles to toe taps. Main thing to remember on those bicycle toe taps is while you do it, leave the leg that's not working flat. You want your body as long as possible while you train abs so that you're stretching out the core in between each rep. All that means is you're essentially increasing your range of motion, and all it takes is just adjusting that leg position. Going to be relaxing off in 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. 20 seconds and we'll be going for heel reaches. So now bring those feet into that sit-up position. Catch your breath and get ready. In 3, 2, 1. In we go. Keeping that upper back off the floor. Try not to tuck your chin into your chest. Try and leave it quite relaxed. What you don't want to do is cramp up your neck while doing these. "15 seconds left. Going to be relaxing off in 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. 20 seconds to breathe. Bicycle toe taps coming up next in about 15 seconds. And in 3, 2, 1. Bicycle toe taps. Oh God. Don't do what I do, and don't go too quick for your coordination. Keep a controlled tempo. Get the rhythm. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. Heel reaches up next. Last movement we've got, then we'll take a short rest, then we'll go into that plank. So getting ready for your heel reaches. Feet in that sit-up position, going into those in 3, 2, 1. And we go, heel reaches. Halfway there. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relax. 20 seconds to breathe. Then we'll finish on that plank. You can go long arm plank or short arm planks, completely up to you. Whichever you find more effective for yourself. In 3, 2, 1. Into that plank. I'm going to go short arm personally. You can go for short arm, or you can come up into a long arm, whichever you prefer for the core. Either way, you want hips and shoulders level, back nice and flat, core muscles squeezed. Just gone past halfway. Ten seconds to go. I'm going to have you relax off in 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. Well done, guys. Let yourselves relax. That is all the hard work out the way. So feel free to unmute your mics. Just going to move you up to a higher spot for the stretching. Go. Feel free to unmute your mics, guys. You don't need to stay on mute anymore. That is all the hard work done for the class. Just going to give you a minute or so to catch your breath and get some recovery in before we stretch off. Right, let me just make sure everyone's still with us. Lovely, lovely, lovely. How are we all feeling? All right? All good?
Yep. Thank you.
Hard work.
Good, 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 good. Right, guys. So for the stretching, I know I say this every class and no one cares every time that I just shut up and do it. It is just maintenance stretch work, so it's not for improving your flexibility. We are just doing this to keep your joints and muscles healthy, especially the ones we used a lot during that class in the lower body. So to start off with, feet about hip width apart, feet parallel. Keep your legs as straight as you can. Push your hips back. And while keeping the legs straight, just reach for the floor. Hopefully your flexibility is a bit better than mine. You can get a bit closer than I do. As long as you feel that stretch in the hamstrings, lower back, maybe even your calves and glutes after today, that's the important bit. And then big breath out. Reach for the ceiling. Push your hips forward, taking a slight backwards bend with your weight on your heels. And relax off there. Going to go on to quads. Grab something for balance if you need to. If not, you can just use that opposite hand to help you with your balance. And swapping over. And relax off there. This next one, I'll definitely recommend grabbing something for balance. Oh God, and that's why. Pop your heel onto the opposite knee and then just sit down into a squat. And what I want you to try and do is push the knee to the floor and or lift your foot towards your body. You can do one or the other if you're holding something for balance off either side, or if you can hold your balance, you can do both, as long as you feel it in the sides of your glutes. And swapping. You go same on the other side. And relax off there. Let's hug both those arms out ahead of you. Dip your head, arch your upper back, and imagine trying to hide your chest in your body between your shoulders. So pulling that chest into the body. Feel that stretch in the upper back. Then hug both hands all the way around. Push the chest forward, draw your shoulders back, and try and meet your elbows together behind your back. Should feel that stretching off the chest and shoulders a little bit. And then shoulders, straight arm across the body, looking over the shoulder, you're stretching. And swapping, same on the other side. And triceps, hand on the back of the opposite shoulder, pushing your elbow to follow your wrist. And swapping, same on the other side. Final stretch of the session, just get that position in, hold that stretch there, gently breathing through. And relax off completely there.